Hello everyone, let's talk about what happened in Angers, France this past weekend. And first off, the ice dance scoring that shocked and angered much of the figure skating world. And no, it's not that Fournier, Baudry, and Cesaron won after being third in the rhythm dance due to Guillaume falling, scoring a 133.02 in the free for a very solid 211.02 overall. For reference, Chalk and Bates only broke 133 in the free at World Team Trophy last year. I would be a bit worried if I were them. Fear and Gibson took silver with 210.24, and the Lithuanians came in third with 201.05. Wait, you say, how were the Lithuanians third? What happened to Guinaud Fabry? Well, they got dropped hard, only scoring 195.98 total. And they're mad about it, and many fans are too. Apparently, this ended their streak of 16 Grand Prix podium finishes. That includes their robot free dance last year, which I would have picked as streak ending if I had my choice, over their free dance this year, which is quite pleasant. While fans do acknowledge that their packaging and programs haven't been the best year over year, we definitely don't think their strong points, such as their skating skills, deserve such low scores. One Twitter user said, "It's really obvious what's happening with GF. They scored 120 plus all last season for a free dance that was objectively worse. Now their chances of making the Grand Prix final are basically zero. And in a sport where momentum is a key factor to success, we're now jumping into the future and re-evaluating Team Italy's chance at an Olympic medal. Such is the magnitude of how hard the front-running Italian dancers are getting tanked." The Georgians, Davis and Smolkin, took fifth behind the Italians by less than 2 points. The goings-on at this event make it more conceivable that Team Georgia could sneak in and snag the Olympic team bronze. In pairs, Riku Ryu pulled off an easy win with 219.15, head and shoulders above the field in both tech and components, while Deanna and Max fought for their silver with 197.66. They messed up their twist in the free after Deanna hit Max's foot and they couldn't complete the rotations. The rest of the program was tight with some mistakes on the side-by-side jumps. The Hungarians were in third with 192.76. I love Deanna and Max's short. I actually think the backflip is really musically effective, but their free skate feels a bit mismatched for me in terms of how the music coincides with what's happening on the ice. Overall, pairs definitely had the least drama of the four disciplines at this Grand Prix. In men, Adam pulled off a great comeback to win the silver with 280.95 after a disappointing 5th place short. His free skate was really top tier. I would say Adam Siahan very nearly at his best. He ended up behind, of course, Ilya Malinin, who won with 321 points. Nika Igadze, perhaps tired from prior competitions, snagged the bronze with 259.41. Lukas Britschke, reigning European champion, ended up in 4th place. I don't have a ton to say about the men that is useful or enlightening. I think my favorite program in the mix here is actually Mikhail Selevko's short program. Maybe I'm just in that Halloween mood, you know? My opinions on Ilya's programs have not changed too much since we saw them without costume. I guess they're fine, but I'm in deep mourning over losing I'm Not a Vampire. He's committing to the bit just as strongly for his new voiceover free skate, but the concept doesn't feel complete. Dare I say that when Ilya's not jumping or doing something especially dramatic, between his choreo and the music selection, there's not much to sustain the energy of the program. I know it's not his style per se, but there are so many intense dramatic pieces of classical music that I think there's gotta be one that would work for him. At least his shirt is dramatic, maybe even too dramatic, as the arms billow so wide they distract a bit from the rest of him. Well, I said I wasn't going to say much more, but I guess I did. Also, people are clowning on this photo of Ilya arriving at the rink. He's an entertaining guy. I guess that no matter what he does, you're going to be talking about him. In the women's discipline, Ami Nakai, at her senior Grand Prix debut, beat the Kaori Sakamoto, taking the gold with 227.08. Her triple axels pushed her tech content up and gave her the edge over the reigning Olympic bronze medalist. If you've been following Ami in juniors, you'll know that she's struggled with her consistency previously on this Ultra C, so her hard work is definitely paying off. Kaori took silver with 224.23, getting V's on her final spins in the free, but her skating is stunning as always, and there were definitely some tears shed over her goodbye-themed programs, especially her short. Ryon Sumiyoshi completed the Japanese podium sweep, scoring 216.06. She did land her free skate quad toe, although it was under. Interestingly, her PCS scores were less than a point higher than Ami's. Isabeau Levito landed just off the podium with 212.71, and Laureen Schild had the skate of her life with 189.31. Cheon Kim, who does have an ankle injury, was 6th in both the short and free to finish 6th overall with 187.59. After missing the triple loop entirely in the free skate, she switched her program layout around on the fly, showing impressive quick thinking skills. I'm a little worried that she won't heal properly while still pushing herself to compete, if I'm honest. Unfortunately, Jia Shin couldn't replicate her success from Nebelhorn and ended up in 7th. Her free skate actually wasn't bad apart from the second and third jumps. Unfortunately, the field was so strong that there really wasn't room for error if you wanted a medal. Young Yu made her return to international competition here, scoring 171.82, moving up after a bad short. I thought her PCS score was quite low here, only earning 52.92. For comparison, Laureen Schild earned 57.78 in PCS. And that's a quick Grand Prix de France recap. The only other thing worth mentioning is the camera work was kinda bad. They kept zooming in and doing slow crossfades at inopportune moments. Do you have any strong opinions? Maybe about certain ice dance scores? As for me, I'll be lighting my candles for Junhwan Cha's boots ahead of next week's Cup of China. The Triple Point Skating Award goes to Ami Nakai for her incredible senior Grand Prix debut. And that's all for now.